We are going to start off with an invocation by Andrew Buenrostro of the Buhat Colony men's water polo team. That's going to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Jaden Mesa, who is the student body president at Juniper Elementary. And that one will be followed by a few comments by Councilmember Raymond and his Jaden's principal, Anil Kelly. So if you'll please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the flag salute, please.
As we bow our heads in prayer. Thank you so much, Lord, for this beautiful day. Thank you so much, Lord, for allowing us to come together to celebrate our team's great season and our accomplishments, as well as allowing us to have ears to hear, eyes to see, and mouths to breathe, which is all mercy through Christ. Just continue to strengthen us and have our backs, lead us to green pastures and calm waters, as we know even though we may walk through the darkest valleys, you are with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good evening, folks. My name is Jaden Mesa, and I am the student body president of Juniper Elementary. And today I'm going to be leading the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'd like everybody to point to the flag, or just the flag, and raise their right hand over their heart, please. And begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for your time.
Okay, Brian, I think you had a comment or two.
Yeah, just real quick, Mayor. I met Jaden a few weeks ago, actually, and the kid has never ceased to amaze me. Very smart, engaged, loves his community, and he excels in his academic work and is active in sports. Has his own garden where he has fruits and vegetables he's growing, and his kids like this, they give you hope for the future. Seeing what's out there, what we deal with. So, parents, you guys are doing a great job, and Jaden, you're a great kid. Keep it up.
And I believe Mrs. Kelly is in here someplace. Oh, there you are. You're hiding.
Is this mic working here?
Yes, it works.
Good evening. I'm Anil Kelly. Thank you for having me this evening. I am the proud principal at Juniper Elementary, and Juniper opened its doors last year for the very first time for our students. This is our second year, and I'm fortunate to be the principal there. We're the only school in our district that offers the dual language immersion program. It is a highly sought after program, and we're just really pleased with its successes. So if you guys would ever like to visit our school, we welcome you to do that. But thank you to our community for welcoming our school, and we're just really pleased to be here. Thank you for inviting me this evening.
All right, thank you for being here. Okay, moving on, we'll start with the roll call.
Ambrose,
Here.
Kale,
Here.
Raymond,
Present.
Rochester,
Present.
Nelson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, do we have any subsequent need items?
Mayor, there are no subsequent need items.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda is posted.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Ambrose. Kale,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
Rochester,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, we're gonna have several presentations this evening. We're starting off with the Buhat Colony men's water polo team. And Mayor Pro Tem Kale, on behalf of the council, is going to present certificates to the team for winning the Central California League of the SAC Joaquin section title and qualifying for the California Interscholastic Federation NorCal playoffs.
last year we did this for the Buhat Colony girls water polo team, and they said that someone told me the only reason that we did this is because my granddaughter was on that team. None of you guys are related to me, are you? Okay, we're good then. I'm going to bring out Wyatt Brighton. He is the head coach, right? Okay, so Wyatt, this is your certificate, but I want to know about your team. I want you to tell everybody about how you guys did, what your accomplishments are, what they did good, what they didn't do good. Because it's always good to keep them humble.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Coach Wyatt Brigham, and I had the pleasure of being the head coach for the Buhat Colony Water Polo boys, varsity boys this year. I wanted to start off by thanking my fellow coaches for all their help and support this year, and I would also like to thank these boys that are here with me tonight. Without their hard work and dedication, this enormous accomplishment would not be possible. And I also want to thank you, the City of Atwater, for helping me acknowledge these gentlemen's achievement in making history and being the first ever varsity boys water polo team to earn a section championship at Buhat Colony High School. Coach would like to recognize is Gabby Perez. Sydney Abril. Hi.
Oh, that's mine. Thank you.
And Tamara Kapegian. Okay, now we'll recognize the players. First up is Victor Kalunga. Taven Tipler. Just not here. Matthew Dilsaver. Julian Magayon. Jude Pierce. Jose Tiscareno. Jackson Simmons. Hayden Perez. Gunnar Pettinger. Fernando Velasquez. Donovan Chamberlain. Andrew Brenrusso. and Alexander Cesenia. All right, guys, I present to you guys the 2024 section championships. Give them a round of applause, please.
Thank you guys. You've made your city very proud of you guys. So you guys, great job. Hope you do it again next year.
Okay, so while you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, we're going to take a brief pause. We're not taking a recess. We're just taking a pause so you can filter out and you can take pictures out in the lobby and elsewhere.
Congratulations, Matt. Sure.
Yeah, that's one thing. I see it in his eye. Got that gleam.
One of the players, I've known him since he was real small.
Really?
He used to play baseball with Kaylee,
Huh.
the Junior Giants.
Nice.
Okay, there's plenty of seats in the front as always, you know, usually. You're welcome to have a seat wherever. Okay, I think that's it there. Okay, our next, excuse me. Our next presentation is an oath of office for our new police chief. City Clerk Corey Billings is going to administer the ceremonial oath of office to our newly appointed Chief of Police, Richard McEachin, and I believe Chief has a few words to say prior to that.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's really overwhelming to see so many people that I know that from my family and my current and past lives in police work, and it really is overwhelming to see everybody here. I want to thank you all for coming. My first month here so far has been really exciting. I really like the staff, both in the police department and just in the city in general, and everyone I've gotten to know, I really enjoy working with. A lot of great people here that are really dedicated to your community, and you guys are very fortunate to have the staff that you have. I also want everybody to know, despite what you have maybe read or heard over the last few days, I am dedicated to this department, and I have no intention of coming in and making sweeping changes because they don't need to be made. This is a really outstanding department. that serves this community well. I plan to adhere to all the policies and procedures that the department has in place already, including our Senate Bill 54 policies, which are in line with every other agency in the area. I welcome the opportunity to meet with any of you if you have any concerns or want to talk to me about anything. I want you to know that we cooperate with all law enforcement agencies, including immigration services, within the scope of the law. Thank you.
Do you, Richard McEachin, solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter. Congratulations. I believe your son is going to officially pin you with your Chief's badge. So we'll have his department come up and stand behind him, and we'll ceremonial pictures.
Okay, so now we're moving on to our third presentation. We are having a presentation from Mid-Valley Disposal and their annual report. Good evening.
Good evening. Which button is next? Okay, good evening. My name is Billy Hansen. I'm the Recycling Programs Manager with Mid-Valley Disposal. We're your trash hauler. So tonight I have for you the annual report, which is essentially a brief summary of everything we did in 2024. And then at the end, we will do the Recycler of the Year. I'll try to keep it brief, so I don't see your eyes glaze over like mini council does when I talk about trash and data points and things like that. So we're gonna start off strong with the slide not working. All right, so we're gonna start with events. So the events that we were able to be at this year was the Community Services Outreach event, your National Night Out, and then 2 cleanup events, as well as the Christmas Parade. We love being out in the community. Teresa's here tonight. She's your recycling coordinator here. So we've been saying at these council presentations that any city events that you guys are having, we would love to get an invitation for these events so we can get in front of the community, give out more educational materials, and just overall interact with the folks here more. Wow, that changed on its own. All right. So education and outreach. So Teresa performed 404 site visits. That means she's physically going on site, meeting with property owners, property managers, business owners, educating them on recycling, food waste, the current legislations and things like that. We distributed over 7,000 flyers, and all of your large tier 1 and tier 2 food generators were educated as well, so we were able to take care of that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about contamination monitoring because this was a new program that 1383 asked us to do, SB 1383, which is essentially looking inside of containers, looking to see if people are throwing the right items in the right containers. It's something that we've always done as a company, but SB 1383 asked us to do it in an organized sample study, if you will. So the cool thing about that is we can kind of track progress over time. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what the data looked like after this year's study, and each year I'll be able to share the results. So we have to look at every single route that runs through your city, which there are 55 that run through Atwater. So it took about a month of preparation, collaboration with our ops team, making sure we get really organized on where we're going to be, and we looked at 5% of every route. Took about a week actually doing the study. So here are the results in a graphic. Which is actually pretty good. So we looked at a total of 520 organic carts, of only 6 of them were contaminated. So we're looking at a 4.88% contamination ratio, which is super low. Trash, we looked at 610 containers, 51 of them had contamination, which would mean there's recyclable materials in there, there may be yard waste in there. And then recycling, out of 537 containers, only 6 of them had contamination observed, these are really, really great numbers. So I just want to let you know that it seems that the residents and businesses here are doing a really great job. We've also started a program that is a good job tag, which we will be utilizing in 2025. It's essentially a tag that we're going to use to recognize folks that are doing a really great job. So if we look at their containers and we notice everything in the right container, they're separating food waste, they'll get a good job tag, which can be used as a voucher to receive a countertop food waste bill. So that's what's new for 2025. Recycler of the Year. So do we have anybody from Granny's Pantry here tonight? They were like a hit or miss if they were going to be able to make it. But I still want to recognize them in front of you all, and we will make sure to get their award to them this week, hopefully. And if you guys want to organize to get someone down there to get a picture, we can do that too. So tonight we are proud to recognize Granny's Pantry as our Recycler of the Year. Granny's Pantry has gone above and beyond in their commitment to sustainability. They've embraced the organics recycling program with remarkable dedication, setting a shining example for other businesses in the community. What's especially impressive is that Granny's Pantry has maintained a perfect record with no contamination in their recycling or food waste, an extraordinary achievement that speaks to all of their diligence and care. Their ability to consistently and efficiently separate food waste and recycling highlights their leadership in environmental stewardship. Granny's Pantry demonstrates how small actions can make a big impact when done with intention and responsibility. So please join me in celebrating Granny's Pantry as this year's Recycler of the Year. That's the end. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Anybody have questions for John?
I don't have any questions, but I'll gladly take that to Granny's Pantry on Wednesday along with Jeannie Knight, and we can present if you would like to come along. We get there about 9:15 on Wednesday morning. Jeannie's right. Jeannie's right there if you want to do that too.
Sure thing.
And then
That's actually great. So Teresa will definitely meet
okay,
there
9 o'clock
Wednesday.
on Wednesday. Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then I really would like to get your contact information because our church men's group is going to start a periodic cleanup day in the city of Atwater, and we would greatly appreciate your assistance in that.
Absolutely.
So if you can, give me a call, or we'll get your number. too.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Myself or Rick, we'd gladly help with.
Okay, yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, great, thank you. That's all I have. I do have one other. Are you having problems with your organics at the dump site?
When we take organics to MCRWA, have we
Yeah.
been having issues?
No, okay, I was curious if they were on board. Okay, good, great, thank you.
I think right now, Billy, they have like a 20% contamination rate at the landfill, and we're at what, 6%? So the citizens are doing pretty good in Atwater.
It helps a lot
Right.
that, we're able, the bags help a lot. So, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Alrighty, so we're on to the consent calendar.
Background information has been provided on all matters listed under the consent calendar, and these items are considered to be routine. All items under the consent calendar are normally approved by one motion. If a council member requests separate discussion on an item, that item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate action.
Is there any public comment regarding the consent calendar? Seeing nobody come forward, I'm going to close public comment. Are there any items on the consent calendar the council would like to remove for separate discussion and possible action?
I'd like to remove number 6, please.
Okay, that would be resolution approving a budget amendment to allocate funding for citywide traffic signal synchronization, okay? Any others? Okay. Who wants to make the motion to approve the consent calendar as,
I'll make the motion to approve the consent calendar as amended.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Ambrose. Kale?
Yes.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Rochester?
Yes.
Nelson?
yes?
Motion passes.
Okay, I just want to make one brief comment too. I'd like to thank the finance department for clarifying on the credit card, the Chase credit card, what the expenditures are actually going towards, not just the payee, but actually what it is. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so item 6, a resolution approving a budget amendment to allocate funding for citywide traffic signal synchronization. What is your question, sir?
I wanted to, I had a bunch of questions. We approved this in June of 2023, and I'm not sure why the funds were not rolled over under that budget. It got rolled over into 24-25. And I really wondered why. That's my first question. Do you know why?
Yeah, I think, to my understanding, this is just a cleanup item for the budget so that they can go ahead and expend the money. It didn't get included in the 24-25 budget, and it was just simply due to interim status of the departments doing the budget. So we had the person who normally does the budget was out, and that's really it. And so now there's no changes to the project itself. It's just a matter of putting the amount in the budget.
Okay, so somebody made a mistake and it didn't get in the budget.
You could say that. I mean, I don't know.
It was an oversight.
Necessarily a mistake.
Okay, all right, it was oversight. So if we approved this in June of 23, why hasn't it been completed?
This is a pretty comprehensive project, Councilmember Kale. It involves the study and coordination of 18 different intersections within the city, and not only that, it's designed to coordinate and speak to, if you will, or communicate with other existing synchronization projects. So the first order of business when the council did approve it was to coordinate with the service provider or the consultant that would be providing the study and the synchronization, and that has been ongoing ever since.
Okay, so it's ongoing. When may we see a completion date?
The contract itself contemplated completion of the project, but we can bring that forward with the status on the project to council if that's the desire of the council.
That'd be great, and along with that, for a sum of $155,000, and now is it now another 143 on top of it?
No, it's the same amount.
Or it's up to 155, it will stay there.
That's the amount of that's the amount that's been rolled over to this year's budget. There's been no increase to the project budget.
Okay, well, that's really good considering it's been so long. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Mayor, if I may. Finance Director Nichols. So essentially, the funds are still in place. They just were not allocated to the budget due to oversight. Okay, so it's not an extra hit to the general fund. Okay.
And it's actually not coming out of the general fund. It's a Measure V fund.
Even better.
Yes.
Any other questions? No, okay. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to comment on this item? Seeing no one come forward, close the public comment. Okay, we need a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Rochester. Kale?
Yes.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Rochester?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we're on to reports and presentations from staff. Number 7, resolutions approving budget amendment and awarding a general construction contract for the Castle Sewer Interceptor Rehabilitation Replacement Project. Our Public Works Director will give us present the staff report and any recommendations.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So the city has operated and maintained the Castle Sewer Interceptor since the closing of Castle Air Force Base. There's actually 3 flows that go into the interceptor. You have Castle Airport, the prison, and then Old Base Housing, which is called Castle Gardens now. So they all go into the interceptor and get pumped out across Santa Fe, down Gurr, then down Avenue 1, into Buhack where they combine with the rest of the city flows and go out to the treatment plant. In 2020, the city had to purchase 2 temporary portable pumps because the pump station at the interceptor failed, and due to its age, the parts were obsolete. We couldn't get them anymore. At that time, the city hired QK to design a new lift station without confined space entry. This pump station will be similar to the Applegate sewer lift station that we just installed. It'll have above ground pumps over a wet well. The biggest difference will be that with this project, we're gonna install a second set of pumps so that we can track the flow that's coming in from Castle Airport. So the flow's so low that a meter can't read the flow of the sewage. So the pump will actually fill up the pipe and add velocity, so that when we add a meter, we know exactly how much sewer we are receiving from Castle Airport, and that's going to help us with the agreement with the county that we're working on for their sewer that they pay for. This agreement will be a separate action from this project, so it doesn't have to do anything with this action that you're going to speak on tonight. The city went out to bid for this project. It was a construction estimate of $1.9 million. We received 7 bids, which is a lot of bids, with the lowest coming in at $1,714,800 with Mountain Cascade. Originally, when staff had budgeted $1.3 million, we didn't have the design finished. So today, staff's requesting an additional $600,000 to cover the contract, any contingency needed, and special inspection and testing during the project. This project will last probably between 8 and 12 months. And that's due to the fact that procurement of the pumps and the electrical will probably take about 8 months. When we get the materials, the contractor will have the project finished in 60 calendar days. So when they get the material, it'll be fast. I think, Janelle, did you have the pictures of what the interceptor looks like? I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. It's out on the base. So right there, that inside that little house is where the actual pumps are located, down 2 flights of stairs. Those 2 orange reddish boxes are actually the temporary portable pumps that we have on site right now, and they pump sewage above the ground into to the trunk lines that feed it across Santa Fe. If you go to the next photo, those are the old pumps, about 25 feet down ground level. And those are the ones that are obsolete. And then this is what the pump station will look like. This is Applegate Sewer Lift Station, and another difference will be that Castle will actually have enough room to have a cover go over the pumps, where Applegate didn't. If council has any questions, I'm here to answer any.
Any questions from council? Yeah, go ahead.
So given the significant investment that's required for the project, are there any plans for us to establish a fair cost-sharing agreement with the county and the prison for the maintenance and operation of the new infrastructure?
Yeah, there is one currently with the prison, and we are working on one with the county. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same question. Are we currently receiving any compensation from the federal government, since it's a federal prison, and the county of Merced?
Yeah, so the prison, we receive close to $28,000 a month, plus a $40,000 annual fee for maintenance. And for Castle, we receive around $3,000 a month. But Castle's, a lot lower flow than the prison has too. The flow's so low that it actually kind of runs backwards, which is why we can't, until we put that pump on there, we don't know exactly how much they're actually sending the city. It used to be a lot more when they had that AT&T 24-hour call center, and when they lost that, they really lowered the flow.
Okay, other questions? All right, is there any public comment on this item? Good evening.
Linda Dash, Atwater. One of my favorite subjects, $3,000 a month. My goodness, $36,000 a year. There's a lot of businesses out there that are sending their sewage to us for pretty cheap. I was kind of wondering, because for many, many years I've asked about this. How come this contract has not been ratified with the county of Merced? I mean, hey, this is just kind of not fair, I don't think. And I'm hoping that this is retro back to some of the many years, 1995, Andy remembers. He signed that contract, and he was on joint powers when we agreed to kind of assist the county. And somebody with this city screwed up. And there's millions of dollars that we've lost. Thank you very much, whoever it was. I'm sure hoping that we're all going to see some money coming through pretty soon. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Good evening.
Andy Krodick. Justin, you're doing a great job, by the way, but the federal penitentiary, when the government gave them 600 acres for that prison, they promised they would always pay their fair share. So you really need to make sure they are. My son works at that prison, by the way, but they should pay their fair share. And then Atwater taxpayers paid for 1/4 of that trunk line down Avenue 1. It was a $4 million line. The tax then right out of our enterprise fund, I think it was $1 million. So I hope you're on top of them paying their fair share. And I don't know what that is, Mayor, but they have no other place to go. So we got them by the, you know what.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment. Who would like to make the motion?
Moved.
Second.
Motion by Raymond, second by Ambrose. Kale?
Yes.
Ambrose?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
Rochester?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so now we're on to comments from the public.
At this time, any person may comment on any item which is not on the agenda. You may state your name and address for the record, however, it is not required. Action will not be taken on an item that is not on the agenda. If it requires action, it will be referred to staff and or placed on a future agenda. Please limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes.
Okay, here's my usual statement. Under the Brown Act, members of the public must address the city council as the legislative body of the city, not other members of the public or staff. I am now opening public comment, and I believe we have at least one speaker card.
Yes, Mayor, we have a speaker card for Lori Johnson.
I think she went home.
Okay.
Okay, well, she comes back in, we'll let her. Is that it?
Yes, that's the only one we had.
Are there any other members of the public that would like to speak? Please come to the podium now.
Good evening, council and staff and all the public. Adam Reed, 1520 Fruitland Avenue. I'm coming tonight, a couple things about the Fruitland Avenue project. Curiosity on, it appears the contractors pulled off the job. All their equipment's gone, a lot of material's gone. Nothing's been done in a while. That road, somebody I think it was last meeting, referred to it as third world, which I would agree, even though I spent a lot of time in Mexico doing Baja racing. And I've traveled across many roads that are a lot better than that, even there. I live on Fruitland. It's a disaster. There are potholes as big as this podium, really deep. People all the time are hitting. I hit them all the time. I mean, the contractor needs to bear some responsibility. I mean, it's their roadway right now because it's their project. Anybody that gets a flat tire on there should go after the contractor's bond, to get their tires repaired or anything like that. I don't understand why they pulled off the job. There's damaged curb and gutter that the contractor damaged. I brought it to the previous city engineer's attention, and I was told that basically suck it up. And nothing was going to be done about it. I've got the emails. I'd be more than willing to share them with anybody. I met with him in my driveway, and he told me the same thing. He told me absolutely not. Nothing's going to be done. I've got a curb and gutter in my driveway that's depressed 3 inches. and it makes the water, whenever it puddles, because the flow of that gutter is so flat, it extends into the roadway, into the asphalt about 12 inches. Whenever you guys come through there and repave that thing, it's going to be a low spot. They follow the gutter line for the grade of the pavement. So you're going to have brand new pavement that's going to be ruined by water intrusion from the gutter pan. But I was told that there was absolutely no way it was going to be done, even though my neighbor got a light pole moved twice. Mine is common sense. It's just, hey, I want to save the pavement. I live there. I've lived there for 15 years. I want to continue to live there, and I want a nice roadway. The roadway is in very poor repair. I would hope that you guys would maybe close it down like you guys did for the TCP project, the through traffic only. Second thing real quick, last meeting too, Roger Wood, he has asked for some consideration for a curb and gutter and a road cross section through there. People, council, engineers, people have made statements that we have no current adopted standard for that road cross section. The exact same road cross section he wants was constructed part of this project in front of the TCP site down the street. It's a this is a safety project, and also too, that road section right behind Save Mart is unsafe. Even once this project is done, it's too narrow. Thank you.
All right, thank you for bringing that to our attention. City manager will be giving you a call about that. Anybody else?
Dash again, sorry. 21 June 2024. I submitted a FOIA request to the city of Atwater. I got a bunch of blah, blah, blah referring to account codes, which that's not what I asked for. So Janelle's been wonderful trying to get the information. So far, you guys have been just stonewalling me. I believe you have about 10 days or maybe a little bit longer to get that information. And this is January of 2025, and I've yet received the information. Secretary of State's not going to be too happy. I'd like to know when I'm going to get the information. Y'all know what it's about. I've asked for it at the last council meeting. Sent y'all an email. Of course, no response. So you're hiding something. So we'd like to know how much the former police chief spent on remodeling the PD and what accounts it came from and it was charged to. That should not be hard. It's public information. Y'all understand? And also, I'm concerned about a comment that your new chief made in the newspaper that his officers were not going to cooperate with ICE or immigration. Now, I understand what the SB 54 is and what it's meant to be. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that you sent an open invitation to all the bad boys to come to Atwater and the surrounding communities. That didn't look good. Now, I understand it was somebody quoted him mistakenly, or it was a misquote or whatever. I think if it is, then the Sun Star needs to do a retraction. Very simple. I'm not comfortable about our police chief stating that he's not going to cooperate with the other officers when it has nothing to do with 54. It has to do with the bad guys, rapists, human trafficking, drugs. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? It's your turn, Jim. Save the best for last.
Well, like Linda, I too am extremely disturbed over the comments that were made in the Sun Star. And as Linda mentioned, if this was considered misquote, then there should be a retraction, and there isn't. To say that the defense with some horrific law-breaking charges were rounded up by the Border Patrol. So what I'm concerned with is what does not cooperating mean? If we have a pursuit, let's say, by ICE or the Border Patrol, and they come through the city of Atwater, are we not going to go ahead and participate in helping to apprehend that person? Is that what that means? Or if there is illegal or anyone that is barricaded in a home and doing something or in the way of a shootout with the ICE or Border Patrol, are we not going to do something about that? It's particularly, disturbing that, a comment would be made like that without ample explanation. SB 54, I understand it to mean that local cops will not act as immigration agents. I get that, and I agree with it. But agencies should have the backing of other agencies, especially when it comes to criminals such as this. What we've got now in Atwater with a statement like that, whether it's factual or not, Atwater just became a sanctuary city. And are we going to be Aurora, Colorado now? Are we going to be just like Chicago and others? We need to understand words mean something, and these words definitely mean something, and they are particularly disturbing to think that we might be subject now to the same type of criminal activity that Kern County just went and had eliminated out of their community. So are they here now? There's 3 million gotaways that they know of in the federal system. Are those gotaways here? Are they, rapists and child abusers and human traffickers and drug dealers? We don't know, but our community is supposed to be a law and order city. Brian, you and I discussed this when I occupied that seat, and let me tell you, I've never seen our city be anything but that, but a statement like this makes it particularly disturbing. I apologize, Chief, for your evening festivities to be dampened by me. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Come on up.
Mayor, council, for the last 2.5 hours, I was hearing everybody talk about what our new chief said, and I was thinking in my head, my God, what horrible things must he have said? So while I was sitting here just now, I pulled up the words, and they're actually really reasonable, and I don't see here where any of these dramatic things are going to take place. So just for everyone in attendance who hasn't heard the words, what the chief said was, in my 20+ years in law enforcement, never once have I reported anyone that has any kind of illegal status to immigration, and I don't intend on changing that. The chief said, if people are here and they're law-abiding residents and they're doing what they need to do to provide for their families and make a better life for themselves, I'm not the one to get in the way of that. That doesn't seem like a statement that's saying they're not going to report criminals and not protect our city. So I just wanted to read that for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing no one else come forward, I'm going to close public comment. So now we're going to go on to council member comments, and today we're going to start on my left.
Okay, so I'd just like to start by saying that my heartfelt prayers and thoughts are with everyone who's been affected by the fires in Los Angeles. I was very happy to see that our own fire department was going down to assist with the fires down there, and I wish staff the very best in safety in their journey there and on the way back. I'd also like to thank staff who contributed to the 2024 toy drive. I thought that was pretty amazing that we were able to give out toys to over 200 kids in our community, and that was fire and the police and staff as well who participated in that. Over the break, I was able to kind of do a whirlwind tour of the finance department. I'd like to thank Ms. Nichols and Community and Economic Development, Greg, and also last but not least, Justin Vinson, who still owes me a tour of the wastewater plant, which I'm going to hold him to. So I look forward to that as well. So thank you all very much for taking time to help me understand better how the city runs, and I just want to thank you for the work that you do. And last but not least, I'd just like to tell the community that on the 18th, it looks like the Merced County Sheriff's Department, the animal shelter, is going to be at Envy in Atwater, and they're going to host a special adoption for all of the shelter dogs. So if you're looking for a pet, please consider going down and adopting a pet from the shelter.
All right, I'll be quick. Everybody knows how much I hate government and try to bleed the beast from within. But I have to give kudos to the city manager at home, Public Works Director Vinson, because every time you try to request something, it takes months and months. But within a couple days, these guys got me a garbage can. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. What is it, Augusta Sitting Park? Yeah, thank you. That's it.
I don't know how to follow that one up, but go ahead, Danny. Give it a try.
I have nothing tonight.
John?
I can follow it. I'm surprised you need trash cans. Congratulations. Thank you, Councilmember Raymond, for bringing us Jay Mesa. That was an awesome job. He did a great job on the Pledge of Allegiance, and hopefully in 2 years maybe he can take your seat.
I will gladly hand it over.
I'm sure you would, yes. Congratulations to the Buhat Colony High School water polo team. Those guys did a great job this year. Congratulations, Chief. We look forward to having you here. And trust me, I'm going to stand behind you as long as you get rid of those criminals. And that, I'm sure, and we discussed that, is get rid of those. We are a sanctuary city, but only for business. Only for businesses. We made that pact. God bless the people who lost their houses in the fires. I've been seeing all kinds of comments on whose fault it is. And no matter what, it should be fixed. And I appreciate the fact that we're not in one of those areas that we can live, but we have friends that are. And then lastly, I want to thank Old Town Atwater for the ice skating rink this year. A month or so, we'll see if it was profitable enough to bring it back next year, but we do appreciate giving the opportunity for our children and our community to come together and celebrate the winter months by skating around in circles. That's all I have.
Okay, well, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Chief, again, welcome to Atwater. You have our support. I know you have our back here too. We're not changing anything. We don't like criminals here. Your team is aggressive in rooting out criminals. People that are law-abiding don't have anything to worry about. So that's that. And now we'll move on to City Manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to just announce, and some might know this, but we do have translation services here. So if anyone would like to speak in Spanish, we can help you out with some translation services. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Alrighty, so we are going to go into closed session in Conference Room A pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators. This is on the property behind Mr. Car Wash on Bellevue Road. And we will report out after our closed session.